Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In fact, this theory is as old as World War II, came in the latter part of the World War II when the industrialization was in full swing, mainly to support the war effort, but along with it, the consumer goods that were coming up, along with the industrial developments. And, during this era, was just about, technically 2 decades after the realistic modern style factory setting was set up. So just about a couple of decades from the office setup was done. So very early eras of industrialization. So in the early days, the basic concept among the employees was we pay them high, that's it. The employees will be satisfied. So the main motivation was the salary. But Maslow came up with a different kind of a concept. He actually came up with a number of determinants that would set an employee to different levels. Look at the highest level, self-actualization, where the employees is completely happy about everything, right? Creativity, morality, thoroughly. And little below that, esteem age. You have your satisfaction, self-confidence, you feel that you achieved something. And then the love and belonging, the family, commitment, friendships, and having fun, enjoying your life thanks to the job. Safety, okay, the job security, getting the basic needs for you and others, and being sure that it will be there for you, opportunities. And the basic needs is physical needs, because in the physiological needs, basic salary, the food, water, clothing, things like that. So Maslow created this pyramid of what you call as a hierarchy of needs. Lowest level, the physiological, and upper safety, security, the love and belonging, self-esteem, highest being self-actualization. He opined at the initial stage an employee would be reaching the physiological needs when a fresh employee comes to the company. And after a while, once he's satisfied with his job, he might be looking for this job security. That means a sense of stability in the job. And then only he will be developing a family, commitment, friendship, and enjoyment, love and belongings, and then self-esteem, setting your own goals and achieving them, self-actualize, the highest that you could reach thanks to the job. So when Maslow came up with it in 1940s, this was a total revolution of the way the employees would be considering themselves, their lives. What would be the advantages? It's easy to implement. It's not complicated, pretty simple and straightforward. It's technically the human nature also, right? The moment we join a job, we won't be thinking about love and belonging or self-esteem. We want our basic things satisfied. And as we go on higher and higher, yes, our needs may differ. And yes, Maslow, in a way, considered our own base motivations as a key thing. Look at them. We do think on these lines, in these lines, at certain parts of our life as we advance in our lives. So Maslow was hitting on it. And might even help product planning, product positioning, and product pricing. Through that, right? Even not just in employment or not just in leadership, in other aspects also, these consideration might be needed for a marketer for that matter, right? For example, a trendy clothing store would be looking at employees or the people who reach the self-esteem. Only they would be willing to pay a higher value for a higher priced, higher quality shirt. Personally, the physiological needs maybe not into that. And yes, it helps the managers understanding how to motivate the employees. And Maslow was the first to come up with the word motivation. Disadvantages, how do you accurately measure them from one level to the other? At which stage? After 6 months or 1 year, what? When a person reaches from physiological to, the job security. And then the self-esteem and the security, how do you classify them? How do you measure them? And is it fair to, apply this concept to every employee? Would all the employees be in the physiological needs when he joins a company? Would it be possible for an employee to enter with the safety needs in front? So it's difficult. This is too generalized concept of an employee behavior, or employee needs and wants. But anyway, this is not very sophisticated, very much unsophisticated. That means generally considering all the employees belonging to one particular category of needs at one particular time of their lives. This particular time doesn't happen at the same time. But Maslow's thinking was very much in this line. There would be individual differences, and Maslow never thought about it. When I'm into something like physiological, somebody else in my own level of skills and competencies and experience may be in esteem needs. And finally, how do you measure actualization? So the words like esteem, actualization, what's the movement? How do you measure it? Maslow's thinking was silent on it. But still, Maslow's thinking is applicable in the modern sense, particularly in the large industries where it's impossible for the employer to measure each and every employee. And highly labor intensive industries like apparel, especially, right? And in other heavy industries, it will be safer for the employment to be assessed in general assumptions rather than separate assumption, because it cannot be done. So there, Maslow's thinking has still got some element of validity. For the matter, when an employee joins the industry, he would be interested in the basic requirements, the physiological needs, and after a while, the job security. And then only he'll be looking at the other aspects like the esteem. It's true. So in large industries, yeah, Maslow could still be applicable. So, as a theory, this has certain kind of validity that could still be used. But anyway, in general terms, this is somewhat outdated in other industries, except in certain selected industries. Catch you in another lesson.